Have you ever felt like something invisible is holding you back, even when you're doing everything right on your spiritual path? You meditate, you pray, you practice gratitude, but deep down, there's a block you can't quite explain. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, believed that the answer lies in the unconscious mind, the hidden part of us filled with repressed memories, emotions, and desires. And here's the shocking part. Those hidden blocks might be the very thing preventing your spiritual awakening. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, I'll give you a practical way to uncover what's been buried and start freeing yourself. And if you're passionate about psychology and spirituality, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell, because we're building a whole series on how great thinkers can guide your inner journey. Freud's big idea, the unconscious. Freud revolutionized psychology by proposing that most of what drives us isn't conscious. He compared the mind to an iceberg. The small part above the water is what we're aware of, but beneath the surface lies the massive, hidden unconscious, filled with forgotten memories, suppressed desires, and unresolved conflicts. Why do we repress things? Because they're too painful, too shameful, or too threatening to face directly. But here's the catch. Repression doesn't erase the pain, it just hides it. And the unconscious always finds a way to surface, through dreams, slips of the tongue, and even self-sabotaging behaviors. Repression as a spiritual block. Now let's connect this to spirituality. Think about it. Many spiritual practices talk about purity, love, light, transcendence. But what happens if beneath the surface you're carrying unacknowledged anger, shame, or grief? You can chant, meditate, or affirm positivity, but the repressed material is still shaping your life. This is why some people get stuck on their spiritual journey. They mistake denial for transcendence. They bypass their pain instead of working through it. Freud would say, the repressed always returns. In other words, you can't awaken fully while you're carrying unconscious baggage. It will keep pulling you back. So let me ask you this. What feelings have you been running from in the name of being spiritual? Signs repression might be holding you back. How do you know if repression is active in your life? Here are a few signs. Recurring dreams or nightmares. Your unconscious often speaks symbolically while you sleep. Overreactions. If small things trigger big emotions, you may be bumping into repressed material. Spiritual bypassing. Using spirituality to avoid pain, like saying everything happens for a reason instead of grieving. Mysterious anxiety. Feeling uneasy, but not knowing why. If any of these sound familiar, it's not because you're broken. It's because your unconscious is trying to get your attention. Turning the unconscious into awareness. Here's the hopeful part. What's hidden can be brought into the light. Freud's therapy focused on making the unconscious conscious, and we can borrow some of his tools for our own spiritual journey. Here are 3 practices you can try. Dream journaling. When you wake up, write down your dreams. Don't analyze too quickly. Just notice the patterns and emotions. Free writing. Take 10 minutes and write without censoring. Let the words flow. Often, surprising truths will emerge. Shadow dialogue. Imagine speaking with a part of yourself you usually ignore, like anger, or fear. Ask it what it wants. The goal isn't to get rid of the unconscious, but to integrate it. When you stop repressing, you create space for genuine transformation. The spiritual parallel. Here's where Freud and spirituality meet. Spiritual awakening isn't just about rising above, it's also about going within. You cannot experience higher states of consciousness if you're avoiding the lower ones. The path to light always runs through the shadows of your own mind. So maybe repression isn't just a psychological issue, it's a spiritual challenge. And every time you uncover something hidden, you remove another block between you and your higher self. So here's my challenge for you. Tonight, take 10 minutes. Sit down with a journal and ask yourself, what's the one truth about myself I don't want to admit? Don't judge it, just write. That's how the unconscious begins to reveal itself. If you found this message helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who's on their spiritual journey. And remember, subscribe and hit the bell, because in the next video, we'll explore Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how psychology can actually map the path to enlightenment. Your awakening isn't blocked by the universe. It's blocked by what you've repressed. Face it, free it, and you'll grow into the fullness of who you are.